Good morning, world from Singapore. I am Amar Asrani, your host, again for today for ARR Voices. This is our third episode of the talk show. A recap. In the first episode, we had spoken about mindfulness, and in the second episode, we had spoken about relationships. To know more about that, kindly go to ARR Voices on YouTube and you can check our contribution. This is just an humble attempt to reach out to everyone on general life situations and learning processes for self growth and prosperous life on whole. We have, as usual, three learned people on this show: Dr. Ram, Dr. Raji, and Mr. Arun, all accomplished in their professions and wish to contribute with their abundance knowledge. I shall introduce them one by one when I ask upon them. But before that, I would like to tell you a short story. With the Indian audience, they must be knowing Akbar and Birbal stories. But for the non-Indian audience, Akbar was a Mughal emperor and Birbal a witty minister. Once in Akbar's court, visited an eminent Pandit who was well versed in many languages. He challenged everybody in the court that he could answer any question in any language. No doubt, he used his answer queries in whichever language he was asked. Nobody could guess his mother tongue. He once said to Emperor Akbar that by tomorrow your courtiers should tell me which is my mother tongue, and if they fail to do so, I assume that I am superior of them all. Everyone in the court was confused and pleaded their inability to judge his mother tongue, but everyone failed. Now, Akbar turned to Birbal to solve this problem. Birbal accepted the challenge and asked for some time till next morning. This was granted and the darbar was dismissed. That night, Birbal went to Pandit's house and entered his bedroom. When Pandit was fast asleep, Birbal tickled his ear with hay, the dry grass. The Pandit's sleep was disturbed. He turned and twisted to the other side and slept again. Again, Birbal tickled his ear. Now Pandit's sleep was disturbed. He woke up and loudly said, Yevra Adi, who's that? In his language. And seeing no one, he went back to sleep. Birbal came out of the house unnoticed. The next morning, the court assembled and the Pandit was also invited. Pandit again started in different languages. Finally, Birbal said that his mother tongue is Telugu. Pandit was appalled with his answer. How did he know? But Birbal was correct and he accepted his defeat. Akbar the king asked Birbal, how did he find the true mother tongue? Birbal said that a man in distress will talk in his mother tongue. A man in distress will talk in his mother tongue. So today, dear audience, we have the subject of mother tongue. To start with learning mother tongue, I will ask upon Dr. Ramanathan to speak. But before he says, I would like to give a short introduction. Dr. Ramanathan is a biomedical scientist holding a PhD in animal science from year 2002 and has 6 years of postdoctoral experiences in cancer and stem cell areas. Currently, he is the founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited Singapore, offering business management and research innovation consultation services. Dr. Ram, kindly enlighten us with your input of mother tongue learning. Dr. Ram, the screen time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Amar, for your wonderful, nice story to know about the traditional way of speaking, the storytelling. It's very nice. And thank you for colleagues Dr. Raji and Mr. Arun Sharma ji. Today the topic is mother tongue. We are all know about our mother tongue is the proper way for us to think and contribute, communicate, or conquer. So we have certain kind of ways how to establish our conversational or communicational aspects to the surrounding people, it means for everything. As you rightly pointed out, we have many things for improving in our mother tongue language learning. Here, certain things I would like to share through the slides. Excuse me. Hope you are all can view this. Mother tongue language, just an overview. Mother tongue, the language of heart and mind. Myself, Dr. B. Ramanathan, I am the founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited, Singapore. And today, the world is thinking what is a mother tongue, because now the multilingual society, there are many languages that people can able to learn. What language you speak at home? Majority of the people, they are speaking commonly at home. How do you sorry, how do you say hello to your home language? Can you read in your home language? The language you learn when you were very small is your mother tongue. So these are all the ways we have to think, how do we coin the terms for our mother language. Mother language is the ability of speaking well, ability of thinking well, ability of using well. There are general ability as well as civic or literacy and cultural awareness among the community. So oral interaction or written interaction comprised with the listening, reading, speaking, and writing. So these are all integrated for the language to speak well or think well. That is the language skills. Language is the key. The importance of mother language is very necessary for the community, because the mother tongue is important to make the personal identification and development, cultural identity, successful multilingualism, that is the learning aspects, educational performance, because nowadays education is the backbone support for every community to showcase their improving lifestyles or level of contributing well for the society. Emotional and the mental growth also deal with the mother language. There are many abilities we can tell, but especially the language development also a concern for the society. This is the current distribution of the human language families among the world. It is very wonderful to see there are so many dialects, so many languages spread all over the world. This bubble diagram can illustrate Mandarin speaking is the highest, topmost one, whereas the Spanish is the second consecutive things, and English is the next one. Then the Hindi and Arabic are coming under this kind of list. The most spoken language in the worldwide in 2019, as per the calculations, the demographic is in millions, native speakers in millions. English is the high top priority one, next to the Chinese and Hindi, Spanish, and so on. The top 10 language scheduled languages available in India. Hindi is the top one, Bengali is the next, and Marathi, Telugu, Tamil are following to the list. Percentage of the children who are taught in home language in Southeast Asian countries. There are many Southeast Asian countries, but specifically the high use of the home in, language speaking is Cambodia and Vietnam. That is more than 90%. Medium level in Philippines, Malaysia, Myanmar, it's around 60 to 45%. Low level is Thailand, Laos, Timor, Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei. So less than 50 percentage of home language speaking. The advantages and disadvantages of using the language training classes. The advantages, Kinoy cited in Kaveri, highlighted some advantages of using the mother tongue as below. It reduces the learner anxiety and it creates a more relaxing learning environment. It is a meaning for bringing the learners' cultural background, historical support, and the knowledge sharing into the classes. It facilitates checking and understanding or giving any kind of instructions through the mother tongue. Disadvantages: using the mother tongue, the teacher and the students interact well in the classrooms. The students speak to the teacher in the mother tongue as a matter of course, even when they are quite capable of expressing what they want to mean for it. The teacher use the mother tongue cannot present a threat to foreign language acquisition, but the learners already have a mother tongue basis of their thinking, creativity, or communications kind of thing. The success of the mother tongue based on bilingual or multilingual education policies, we need to think about the community support involvement, effective pedagogical frameworks, or the curriculum and other resources need to build on the mother tongue oriented perspectives. The children are getting motivated to listen to the stories. Just now, Amash read a story. So the way we have to think and provide the matters which are very, very essential for developing the mother tongue learning abilities. So the gift of the mother tongue, it is making the good connections between the community and people, and it is making the past cultural essentials or the historical happenings or any kind of traditional knowledges, we can translate and able to communicate to the people very well. And the foundation, it is building the blocks for the basic foundation, which are very, very essential for the learning ability or learning agility. So the identity also, mother tongue speaking group, the identity is very, very important for them to retain the values forever. Never make fun of someone who speaks broken English. It means they know another language. That is the prior one we have to think and admire and appreciate. Thank you so much for listening to my sharing, and hope it is fulfilling with your needs and thinking about your mother tongue. How do you able to manage very well? Thank you. Over to our Amar.
Dr. Ram, your proverb mentioned by Jackson Brown Jr. Never make fun of someone who speaks broken English. It means they know another language. And I would add that they know another language much better than you. When you were giving the PPT presentation about Cambodia and Vietnam, I remember my visit to Vietnam, and I was speaking to a restaurant guy who just served me a bowl of noodles. Of course, I tried to speak some Chinese to show off my Chinese, but he gave me a reply in Vietnamese, and he gave me his Google. He said, "Why should I learn Chinese or why should I learn English when Google can help me do everything?" So nowadays, uh, I mean, the Vietnamese are so proud about their language. It also reminds me of the Japanese people who, even after the nuclear bomb, re-established themselves as a society. They are so successful. If you see the camera age and the gadgets age, Japanese only did in Japanese language. It is the world's problem to understand the technology
Yeah.
because it serves humans. So even in that case, Russians and Germans. So the impact of the mother language conveyed and the subject given to the generation is so powerful that it is not forgotten. Of course, other languages, memorizing the meanings, the words, child gets a little bit confused and there are some mistakes. So, to emphasize more upon your PPT presentation, I will ask Dr. Raji to speak. And before I ask her, let me introduce her. Dr. Raji, she is a managing director and founder of MAST, in short, MAST, Masters Academy of Speech and Training, Singapore. Trains students bilingually to do speeches, debates, webinars, research paper presentations, etc. She has produced TV shows and also provides motivational speeches in Tamil and English. Dr. Raji, kindly take the stage. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Hi, good morning to all. Happy to meet you through AR Voices again today. Well, today's topic, mother tongue learning, mother tongue language learning, is very apt to current Singapore today. It's mainly because this month, April, is celebrated as Tamil Muli Madam, meaning the month of Tamil language speaking, not for everybody. It is for the people who have Tamil language as a mother tongue to boost this they have. And maybe if you're aware, all the four official languages of Singapore are being given equal respect in Singapore. And the Mandarin speakers also have their own campaign, and the Malay speakers have their own campaign. Apart from that, the non-Tamil languages board is there in Singapore, which is also conducting symposiums from time to time. Why all these problems? Why? Why just like that? Everybody, why we cannot learn English or whichever language is convenient and keep going? The question is, we all will become completely monolingual, which is not very good for mental growth of people. And apart from this, the most important thing is when we say mother tongue. Dr. Ram used a term. Mother tongue is the language that is spoken at home, etc. Yes, I agree. But the problem is, in most places now, the original mother tongue is being replaced by the universal language English, which is considered easier for them to speak. For example, if the mother tongue of the father is, say, Mandarin, and the mother's mother tongue is, say, Hindi or Tamil, the language they use at home mostly happens to be English. It is this which we have to look into. Apart from this is one scenario. Another scenario is, say, both the parents have the same mother tongue. They share the same mother tongue. Say they share Tamil, Telugu, or Kannada, or whatever. And for whatever reason, God knows, they have chosen to speak only English at home with their children. And the painful thing here is the kind of importance you give to your mother tongue goes a long way. It's not a mere language for communication. It is that which we have to understand. I'm not here to criticize parents or criticize children or whatever. Beyond beyond whatever appearances suggest to you, basically only through mother tongue your native culture can be transported, can be properly implanted in your child. That is the most important thing. For example, people who have Tamil as mother tongue would have already realized Tamil has got such an immense culture, meaning it dates back to more than 2000 years ago, from where they have inherited dance forms, musical forms, poetry forms, literary forms, then cultural patterns, even cooking patterns. Please believe me, Tamils, even about 2000 years back, they had certain cooking patterns which ensured excellent, beautiful health for people without any trouble. Do you know they had exercise patterns? Say, for example, today people go for karate, judo, or whatever. I'm not against it. But what I mean is, I'm just taking Tamil as an example simply because during this month of April 2021, Singapore is celebrating Tamil Language Month. That's all. So, no other preference. So, don't get me wrong. I'm using one language as a kind of an example to share with people how it goes. For example, they had certain specific cooking methodologies. They had certain cooking ingredients. All of them, please believe me, all of them were absolutely non-toxic. Meaning, the moment you cook and eat in that manner, you did not need medicine. You didn't become addicted to medicine. You didn't need medicines in those days to keep yourself alive until your last breath. So these were all the advantages. Okay, now my question is, what does all these things, what does it have anything to do with the mother tongue? Unless you have a proper rooting in your mother tongue, you will never have a respect for all these things. Say, for example, you don't have a proper rooting in your mother tongue or father tongue, both are mother tongue only. If you don't have a rooting in that, the children will not have any kind of respect or appreciation for their grandparents. Why should you force the grandparents to learn, say, English or Spanish, whichever you are comfortable in speaking at home? So the grandparents, the great grandparents, they all transmitted a language to you, right? So that language is the mother tongue. That should be the mother tongue for your child. So what do I say? Am I asking your child not to learn any language? No, 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 not true. Don't get me wrong. Your child can learn as many languages as possible. Absolutely no issues. Please believe me, linguists have proved in the past that people who are under 6 years old, even under 7 years old, are capable of learning as many languages as possible comfortably. See, adults like you and me may not be able to do that like in a comfortable pace. We'll be still able to do that. Basically, my friends and I are polyglots. It was possible because our rooting in mother tongue was very strong. So the moment your rooting in mother tongue is strong, automatically whichever word you get introduced from other languages, your mind compensates, your mind thinks. Basically, any language you learn, you should be able to think in that language. It is this part that actually improves your linguistic ability. It improves your language speaking ability. Okay, as I said, rooting in mother tongue is very essential because that is the only way your age old culture can be transmitted to your children. You may be a Chinese, you may be a Malay, you may be a Spanish, you may be a Gujarati, you may be a Tamil speaking, Hindi speaking. It doesn't matter. You may be speaking any language. Your grandparents could have spoken any language. But please trust me, go and dig in each language. Even if the languages that are only 100 to 200 years old have a rich history, do you think the other languages which are thousands and 2000 years ago were spoken will not have a rich history? My simple question is, we may be learning computer, we may be learning science, we may be learning biological sciences, medical sciences. On top of all this, what makes life beautiful to live is our roots in our culture. To create that, to strengthen that, to create proper bonding within your own house, to improve the cognitive learning of a child, to improve the confidence of a child, you need this mother tongue. So we cannot automatically assume that your mother tongue will be inherited by your child. Maybe it is programmed there in her or his DNA. The moment you start speaking, the child will have the rich learning experience. And the first 5 years of life, if you are strong enough in transmitting the mother tongue to your child, please trust me, picking up English, Spanish, or whatever language is not at all difficult for them. It's quite easy for them. But if you decide, if you think, many people I have come across, they have spoken like this to me. Oh my God, if I speak in mother tongue at home, my child may be lagging behind at school. She may not be able to speak well in English. No, not true. Your children learn languages like English and other languages in a social environment better than your own home. In your own home atmosphere, the moment you start teaching mother tongue, they are quite strong. They'll even ask you, hey, Papa, at home we say this word for this, but in school in English they say this. The moment the child starts this, the comparative ability in the child's mind will start automatically. The child's analytical ability will boost. So keeping all these things, there are just a few more tips. Please do not deny a great heritage of your language or of your family to your child. So the moment you think of mother tongue language in connection with the heritage and in connection with the human bonds, in connection with relationships, in connections with the grandparents, it will be excellent. Can you imagine a great grandfather is forced to care his granddaughter or grandson actually struggling with difficulty? Instead of saying, he has to use words like cutie pie, darling, etc., with which he doesn't relate himself. You get what I mean? He doesn't relate himself. Rather, he will say, Ade Patikanna, or he will say, hey, Chon Chudiya, something like that. You get what I mean? So do not deny this. The moment the grandfather utters this word to the granddaughter or grandson, a whole lot of human emotions and human bond is established with the child, which cannot be done if you force your father or grandfather or your mother or grandmother to talk to your child in Mandarin or English, which is not your language. But if they are your mother tongue, your native tongue, please feel free to do so. And last but not the least, just because we migrated to America, English does not become your mother tongue. Just because we migrated to Germany, German language does not become our mother tongue. I hope we got the point. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity.
Wow, Dr. Raji, that was a way traveling from one planet of cultural identity to other. And I remembered Dr. Ram's PPT. In his PPT, he had written personal identity, cultural identity, emotional and mental growth. So very true. I would like to quote an incident which happened with me personally. I was in China and I met this Marwadi entrepreneur from India, and I have this Chinese supplier over there. And those both people are speaking in their mother tongue. The funny part is I am the translator. The Marwadi guy is explaining him that what is his requirement, and the Chinese guy is explaining how can he cater the requirement. And believe me, both strike the deal at the first instance, saving my time and energy. And at the same time, when I see the Chinese people in the Canton Fair, and when they speak to everybody in English, they keep exchanging name cards and speaking American English to impress the buyers. I seldom see they have any business deal at rightly striking. So the way that Marwadi expressed got the gestures of that buyer, the Chinese got the impression that yes, he needs my product. And the way Chinese spoke, the Marwadi guy said, yes, he is the one who I should buy from. So the mother tongue gives you the fullest of the expression. As rightly said by Dr. Raji, the rooting, the bond, the emotional bond, the way you are bonded with your language, if you speak in that tone and that way, it is a universal understanding. You, as we say, music has no language, and everybody enjoys. So just be comfortable in your language. That's very correct. So moving forward, I would call upon Mr. Arun Sharma. A brief introduction of Mr. Arun Sharma. He is a chartered accountant by profession, turned life coach, mentor. He became author by publishing a very useful book, uh, Quote Enrich, and now a philanthropist. He is the founder of RGS Gurukulam School in Jharkhand state in India, which serves the orphans and needy, as well as he has initiated a hospital for the poor. Of course, he's my mentor too. Would be honored to know how his input on sharing of Dr. Ram and Dr. Raji. Mr. Arun.
Uh,
Certain cultural nuances can only reflect in the mother tongue. Eskimos have 50 expressions for the word snow. Now we know only snow. It is snowing, the snow is melting, snow is hard, snow is watery, and things like that. To an Eskimo, all these sentences could be nonsensical because he has got 50 expressions. We cannot think of those 50 expressions. Now think about the cultural beauty they have for snow. Similarly, in Sanskrit, almost, for instance, for elephant, we have 100 words minimum, rather more. And each word, which means elephant, expresses a different emotion, a different diagram. It depicts a different picture. But someone who speaks English, elephant means elephant, that's it. But someone who speaks Sanskrit, to him it makes world of difference. Now, sadly, certain languages are getting lost almost on a weekly basis. And it is believed that going forward, we are not gaining, we are losing in languages. Only about 5 languages which rule the bulk of the population is Mandarin, English, Spanish, Hindi, and Arabic. These 5 languages. I wouldn't know in percentage terms, but substantial portion of the world is covered in these 5 languages. Now, India alone, as on today, has over 19,500 dialects. Now, think about 200 years ago, probably this figure would be 50,000. And we have lost so many languages. And when you lose, for instance, for a farmer, at each stage when the crop grows, he's got a different word for it. For us, it is either the seed or the fruit. And in between, we don't have expressions. But and so-called illiterate farmer could have 20, 30 expressions in his own language, which we don't have. So if we lose mother tongue, a big part of culture would be lost. A big part of thought process would be lost. And that beauty which is expressed in words would be lost. Now, Kalidas' definition of beauty and definition of beauty for us could be different because of his cultural richness, because of his mother tongue. His mother tongue was Sanskrit. There have been poets who could write multiple verses only on one flower. Now look at that. If a person is in dreams, now how does he dream? In which language does he dream? Probably only in mother tongue. You could be artificial all the while. You can put up your accent, you can put up unnecessary artificial words, but when you're dreaming, you're only dreaming in your mother tongue. And as Amar gave that example of Akbar and Birbal, so when the person was sleeping, when you wake him up, he speaks in his mother tongue. When you think, how do you think? You think in your mother tongue. You may be speaking any language, doesn't matter, but you think only in mother tongue. People who cannot speak, how do they think? In their mother tongue only. There are people who are dumb, they cannot speak. They don't have a tongue, so there is no question of, that doesn't mean that they don't have a mother tongue. They do have. They understand. Mother tongue means when you understand your mother's tongue, language, and when you express yourself. Mother tongue is two-way. It is not one way, that what you speak, what you understand also. Interestingly, probably a year ago, I and Amar, we were sitting together and we stumbled upon a website where we found the mother tongue is whistling. The whole village, was it Spain or somewhere? I don't remember. Amar would remember. So there is a town in Spain where the whole village talks only in whistle. The school education happens in whistling. I'm very excited to know that. In fact, some time ago, even I told Amar that, can you get me a teacher who can teach me how to whistle? It is so exciting. You are expressing yourself in whistles, And the answer is in whistle, and the whole conversation goes in whistling. My God. I mean, what kind of beauty is that? All that will be lost if you say, no, no, that's not important. Mother tongue is not important. No, it is. Somebody told me that certain languages don't have genders. Certain languages don't have singular, plural. For instance, in Japan, when you say, I am going, in English, when we say I am going, you don't understand whether a boy is going or a girl is going, or an old lady is going or a young toddler is going. You don't understand. I am going. But in Japan, there are different expressions. There are many expressions for I. I could be a girl. There is a different word for it. Of course, I don't know Japanese, so I won't be able to give you that example. If I am a boy, then there is a different word. If I am an old person, young person, so for every expression there is a different. So look at the cultural richness of that. Whereas in English, I'm going. Another example I could give you, when you say in English, for all the relations, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, father-in-law, this-in-law, because every relationship is a relationship based on law. You went to the lawyer and you signed a marriage register, so she becomes your wife, legally wedded wife. And all the relations are through her. So father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, daughter, so in-law, in-law. But that's not the case in India. India, marriage is a religious act. It's not a legal act. It's a religious act. So for every relation, we have a name. We have a name. For in English, when you say grandmother, it's very confusing. You don't know from mother's side or father's side. You don't understand. Grandmother from mother's side. Now you have to go in so much of detail. We have words for every relationship. All that will be lost, I tell you, because relationships will become weak when you don't have an appropriate word. In English, either he's my brother or he's my cousin. But here we have expressions for every relationship. Now all that beauty will be lost if we lose mother tongue. The best expressions are in poetry. Those poetic expressions will be lost if your mother tongue is lost. So it's not for anybody's sake, it is for your own sake that you preserve your mother tongue. And I like the example of Dr. Raji when she said a grandfather is compelled to speak in a language which is not coming from his heart. No, that language is coming from his head. Now, how does he talk to a small granddaughter in America? He's talking on video call and he's using the words which are not his own words. Those are so artificial. It's coming from the head because the child doesn't understand. If he expresses himself in his mother tongue, the child doesn't understand. And probably the mother-in-law also insists, no, you talk to the child in English. You talk to the child in English. Now, you are harming both the sides and more to the child. Child's mental richness is restricted. One who is exposed to mother tongue would get so many expressions. So many expressions. If you ever go to a village, they make various kinds of sweets. When I travel to India, there are various kinds of sweets, and they, sometimes it is round, sometimes it is square, someone is long, and then we use a very generic word which is used in the cities. That give me this. He says, sir, the name is not this, but this. No, if the shape changes, the name of the sweet also changes. If the color changes, the name of the sweet also changes. If it is a sugar sweet, the name is different. If it is jaggery sweet, the name is different. For us, it could be gulab jamun, just gulab jamun. But for them, every sweet, the name is different. That's the beauty of mother tongue. Mother tongue is strongly connected to culture. If you lose mother tongue, you lose culture. If you lose culture, you lose your roots. And if you're uprooted, nothing, a blow of wind will take you away. If you don't communicate with your child in mother tongue, there'll be artificiality. The bonding wouldn't be there. In your deepest anger or in your deepest emotions, you are only thinking in mother tongue. Now, when you tell somebody that you love the person, how do you express? Other than mother tongue, probably there is no other way. Like pen can write the words, but tongue can speak the mind. Tongue can speak the heart. So people who don't even speak, they also have a mother tongue. They also think in their mother tongue. They can write poetries. People who are dumb, they can write poetries. They may not be able to speak. They speak sign languages. Every week we are losing our mother tongue. Not one, probably many more. Not only in India alone, in the entire world we are losing. And this is because of our mindset. We think it is not important. And when you lose a language, so many cultural, beautiful words are lost. As I told you about the snow. If Eskimos stop using their language, which is called Aleut, if they stop using their languages, 50 expressions of snow will be lost. That whole beauty will be lost. If I have to write a passage on snow, I'll be doing injustice to that passage. Only an Eskimo can write a million times better than what I can write. So my dear friends, preserve your mother tongue and enrich your culture. Thank you.
Oh, that was a very mind-boggling speech. It took me to Antarctica, to North Pole, to Sanskrit, to whistling countries, as Mr. Arun rightly said. That whistling language is called Silbo in Spanish, and they are from Canary Islands. And to mention, there are around 70 places in this world where they speak only in whistling language. So the bottom line, uprootment. If we don't give our generation Z, now it's no more generation X, it's generation Z, the millennials, from the acronym world to the proper word world, we have to have that daily, we have this mantras in Hindu culture. There is this Vishnu Sahasranama and Lalita Sahasranama. These mantras, when they keep going into our head, we think like that and we act like that. So the mother tongue is exactly like mantras. We have to keep speaking, though whatever criticism we get, oh, that we are not modern savvy or this and that. Language changes, fashion changes, the global app language, the computer language. I have also read that Sanskrit is the best language for the computers in the coded world in the future AI age. So just imagine if computers start talking to each other, they will speak in Sanskrit, and we ourselves don't know Sanskrit. So the enrichment is language is a magic of emotions. The mother tongue is magic of emotions. Magic of emotion can be conveyed in the correct form only. It cannot be conveyed in any other translated form. So, if Dr. Raji and Dr. Ram would like to add on something to this sharing by Mr. Arun, we have few more minutes to go.
No, I just would like to say this. Mother tongue language, honestly speaking, we should be ashamed of the current situation, because nobody should be asking you to speak mother tongue at all. Do you need to wait for someone to say, hey, did you say hi to your mummy? Did you say
hello, daddy, how are you? Did you ask your parents to eat? Did you talk to them? Will anybody, if somebody says that, that is very artificial. Mother tongue is something very personal. It is something very natural. It should be natural to a person. The moment a newborn baby is born in KK hospital, the nurse may look at the baby and say, hi, baby, because she does not know the language of the baby. But you are not supposed to go and say, hi, baby, darling, dad has been waiting for you. No, no. What prevents you from uttering the first few words of your mother tongue into the baby's ears? Please do that. We all should do that. We should carry our baby like that. And before we even name the child, first thing we should tell in the ears of the child some words in the mother tongue of the child. Daily speak. You caress the baby with the mother tongue. You also should sing lullabies in the mother tongue. That has always been my displeasure with our entire society everywhere. You see, in those days, when the child is put in that cradle or whatever it is, the grannies or the moms used to say, araro, arariro, something like that in each language, right? They have. Nowadays, easiest shortcut, put the baby, Google, and then find some English lullaby, switch it on, and the mom and dad walk to the next room to watch TV. And they also have a monitor for the child. If the child is about to cry or something, the mom's their phone or something is vibrating to alert, or the dad's phone is alerted. So if this is how you decide to manage your child, don't speak any language at all. As Arun Sharmaji said, use a whistle language or sign language. That's far better than insulting your culture and insulting your mother tongue. Please let us. I'm not telling you or you. I'm just saying us. We have to do. We are parents today. We may become grandparents later. And if God willing, our grandchildren might give to a birth to a baby, which we'll see and then pass away. So for all these things, let us prepare the world. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Raji. I was reasoning why the parents don't speak in mother tongue. As for the Indian diaspora, the marketing strategy of speaking English and the status issue, where the convents, so-called convents in India, if they, the principals and teachers take interview of the parents rather than the children who are more talented in their age. They see if the parents can speak English, then the child is eligible for their schooling. So
don't put the child in the school. What happens?
so
I didn't
yeah, that
study
is
in
what.
such schools. Nothing happened to me. I'm hale and
Correct,
healthy.
correct. So the mindset of those parents who should take the child as a responsibility to continue their legacy of what they are rooted with. Otherwise, it is a lost identity. We are always a second citizen in another country. We have to be we, only then the world will recognize. Dr. Ram, can you add on something?
Unmute.
Yes, actually, the things how it moves now is more towards with very artificial world, and it is enriching with the technological procurement, technological dominance everywhere because of the apps development, Internet of Things, and the other remote kind of way they are operating the lifestyle, engaging the lifestyle, even for communications to the parents or old age people from a strange country like a migrated country or something. They are working in some places and they are moving back to the society like that. So there are so many variants, so many divergence, which are making the control on the lifestyle. Especially things are evolving very new as well as very promising way. The people are shredded off from the old traditional values and they are moving towards the attractiveness of the new modern lifestyle. But anyway, the mother tongue is very, very important for the root cause, for the noble cause, for the enrichment of the capacity or capability, because it is all rooted with the traditional wealth of knowledge, with their own culture, with their own lifestyle, which were being followed for many years by the people forever. So we need to admire the values of mother tongue. How do we connect, interconnect between the people? how do we engage them for our modern lifestyle, how to refresh, how to review, how to reanalyze, how to revamp. So this kind of way we have to think in our mind how much it is possible for us to retain the values forever. Thank you so much.
Yes, Dr. Ram. How to? The how to, a big question mark, how to. So to connect this dot for how to, I would ask Mr. Arun Sharma to give some tips to the young parents who have to take this heritage of mother tongue language and give the world the beauty that it exists, not to disappear. Some tips to young parents, Mr. Arun Sharma.
Amar, before I come to the tips to young parents, something which comes to my mind is there are certain expressions in your mother tongue which are not translatable. You cannot translate them. One example came to my mind. For instance, if you eat a little bit of food and you leave out the rest, in Hindi we call it jutha. Now, there is no word, no expression in English for that. The nearest expression in English could be spoiled food. Now, spoiled food means something else for us. It could mean some basi food, spoiled food. It means something else for us. Now, that concept of jutha is not there. It's not there. So that concept will be lost. Once you lose mother tongue, certain concepts will be lost. Humanity will be deprived of certain concepts. That richness of mind will be lost. So there are many such words. One example, I was trying to struggle while others were speaking. I was struggling to get an example. And this is what I could find. And there are many such millions. There could be millions and millions of words. Similarly, there could be words in English which cannot be translated in other languages. Similarly, there could be. If something is peculiar to that region, so that cannot be translated in something else. Now, coming to the tips to the young parents, why young parents? To everybody. Till you don't have that sense of belonging, sense of responsibility for your own mother tongue, then you can't do justice to the mother tongue. Because you are the person who will transfer all that you have learned from your parents to your child. Now, your parents taught you everything in Telugu, and you are trying to educate your child about culture in English. Probably 50% is already gone. That very day you decided that you will, because English is a foreign language for you. You don't think like an Englishman. So half the culture is gone. You cannot, for instance, jutha. You cannot teach your child jutha. There is a word we have in Hindi when you go to toilet. Somebody can wash his hand only by water and it's okay. But for us, it is not okay. We have a word for it. So in Rajasthani, we have a word for it. It is not okay. Even if you wash it with soap, still it is not okay. There are different expressions when you wash your hands. So parents will be doing a lot of justice towards their child because the thought process in the child can only develop in mother tongue. The best of scientists in the world who found something new probably were successful because of the mother tongue. One whose mother tongue is some other language, and if he is trying to achieve do some scientific research in some other language, probably his mental faculties won't connect with his emotions. So that scientific research he wouldn't be able to do. If you're a German researcher and if you're thinking in German, you're researching in German, all that laboratory equipment have that German name, probably you'll be able to find something new. Similarly, it is valid for all the cultures. In the entire advancement of Chinese have been done in their own language. They could reach up to the moon, they could make missiles, everything. and everything, the whole education is in Chinese, and the whole thought process is in Chinese, whole research is in Chinese. We were made to believe in India that no, the whole research has to happen in English. Now, that is why we could not achieve something phenomenal in the research, because there was a conflict. We were thinking in some other language and we were trying to solve something in some other language. So that research process has to have in your own mother tongue. If you are appreciating the beauty of nature, now, if you don't know your mother tongue, how do you express the sunrise? How do you express the blooming of flower? How do you express the flowing of rivers? You cannot express. So, parents will be doing great injustice to the child if they are not communicating in mother tongue. And not only that, mother tongue shouldn't be, as Dr. Raji rightly said, not only you do it in your own mother tongue, but have respect for others' mother tongue also. Don't have a feeling that your mother tongue is the best mother tongue. No. Every mother tongue is wonderful. But for you, your mother tongue is the best mother tongue. Yes. For others, it is their own mother tongue. So we must respect everybody's mother tongue and speak in our own mother tongue. Thank you.
Yeah, so the whole discussion about today's topic is heart over head. This is what I understand. Heart rules, head directs. And before I conclude with today's talks, that we have gained so much on the research of mother tongue. I remember the proverb of Nelson Mandela. He said, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. And if you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. So with this quote, I would say goodbye to our viewers. Wish that they can give us more input, comments, share, like, and help us grow. That would make us more stronger, and we can come up with new topics with present day life situations. Thank you and bye.
Thank you. One request, Peter.